from the point where we were in the last lecture. We were testing one sample average. I have stated the hypothesis that the average age of the MBA student is 25 years. Against it, the alternative hypothesis is stated that the average age of MBA student is more than 25 years. Then next is we are going to specify the alpha. I am going to take it here 0.05. Then the test statistic. Test statistics will depend on certain assumption, and that assumption is if data is normal or if data is not normal. If data is normal, we will go for one sample t-test, and if data is not normal, we will go for Wilcoxon sign rank test, and that is one sample Wilcoxon sign rank test. So that means I have to first check the data is normal or not, and to test the normality I will state the hypothesis first for the normality, and the H naught here is data is normal, and H1 will be data is not normal. Then I will specify the alpha. That is already specified, that alpha is 0.05. Then I will specify the test statistic, and test statistic here is test statistic. Here is one sample KS test. KS stands for Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. And now look how to perform that in SPSS. So this is my age data. So I am going to take it from here, analyze, and here I go for non-parametric test, one sample. This window will appear. From here I will choose customize analysis. In the field, that is the test field, so I need here only age of student. Then setting, customize test. From here I will choose this one, Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. In options I have to check the normality because I am checking the normality, normal, and I press run. This will give you this particular output, and the first table gives you the hypothesis as well as test statistics. The significance value calculated by SPSS is 0.25, and he is giving you the decision that retained the null hypothesis. As far as exam purposes is concerned, I will not provide you this table, rather I will provide you this table and this graph. From this table you will see the significance value, so that is 0.25, and you will compare this significance value with your alpha. I am going to compare this significance value with alpha, so I will say the significance value is 0.25, which is clearly greater than your alpha, which is 0.05. So we will accept our H naught. and conclude that data is normal. After that we will write, since data is normal, we will perform one sample t-test to test our hypothesis about average age of students. So how to perform the one sample t-test? Again in SPSS, in analyze, compare means, here we have one sample t-test, and from I will shift age to the other side. Here you can see test value. That value is what is specified in your H node. That is specified 25. So I write 25 here. In options, you can see that is 95% confidence interval will be provided. That means confidence interval is basically negation of our significance level. When that is 5%, that means our confidence interval is 95%. If that is 1%, then it is 99%. As we have taken alpha 0.05, so confidence interval is 95%. Continue, and then I press OK. On pressing OK, so this will be the output, and from here you can summarize your data that 30 students are there, their average age is 27.3 and standard deviation is 5.5. We are more interested in this one sample test. We will copy this output and paste it here because this is the part of our calculation. So here you can see your significance value is 0.03. So I will say as significance value is equal to 0.03, which is less than your alpha 0.05, leads us to accept H1 and conclude that average age of students more than 25 years. तो इस तरह से हम अपने वन सैंपल टी टेस्ट को परफॉर्म करते हैं. अगर फॉर एग्जांपल मेरी नॉर्मेलिटी फुलफिल ना हुई होती, इन केस इफ नॉर्मेलिटी फेल्ड, तो फिर मैं जो टेस्ट अप्लाई करता दैट वाज वन सैंपल विल्कॉक्सन साइन रैंक टेस्ट. तो वो मैं अभी आपको परफॉर्म करके दिखाता हूँ हाउ टू परफॉर्म दैट. इफ normality had failed, we will go for Wilcoxon sign rank test. And how to perform that? It SPSS, analyze, non-parametric test, one sample, and from objectives I will choose customize analysis. In fields I will take only age here. In settings I will choose here customize, and this is Wilcoxon sign rank test, and here I will give the average which is hypothesized in H naught, that is 25, and then I press run. So in your paper I will give you this output and you have to interpret that. From this you can see that your significance value is 0.085, which is greater than your alpha. So you will give the conclusion that retain the null hypothesis and conclude that average age is 25. So this is how you report your. अब यहाँ से मैं इसको कॉपी करूँगा और इसे मैं अपने यहाँ पे पेस्ट कर दूंगा। ये मेरा कैलकुलेशन का पोर्शन आ गया। सिमिलर वे में मैं सिग्निफिकेंस वैल्यू को अल्फा से कंपेयर करूँगा और कंक्लूड कर दूंगा कि मैं H0 एक्सेप्ट कर रहा हूँ या कि H1।